Are you a bloke that is constantly telling themselves that they want to achieve this or that goal, yet you find yourself unfulfilled because you never actually hit your targets? Or maybe you just wind up getting super burned out because you've got this all-in versus all-out approach and you wind up getting nowhere as a result. In this video today, I'm going to give you a simple behavior change strategy that is going to help you to start hitting these targets over time. To give you some context, I haven't created this strategy on my own, but I've implemented it with myself and my clients past and present. This was something that I learned through university, and to give you even deeper context, this was the strategy that topped all of the other ones in the meta-analysis that we were looking at, where they went through multiple different behavior change strategies that they'd used with all these participants. This is the thing that stood out. The best part is it is super simple. So whilst it isn't significantly different to anything else out there, the first thing you need to do is identify and set the goal or the goals. A lot of the time, this is where people get a lot of motivation, but it doesn't last too long, which is why it's important to follow these other two steps. So when it comes to setting goals, we could look at a model like a SMART goal, where it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. However, another exercise that you could adapt to this goal setting process is using something like the heaven or hell game. What is the best possible outcome? What does it look like if you've actually achieved this goal? Not just attaining it, what does it feel like? What does it look like in your life? For example, if you're someone that wanted to lose a ton of body fat and you wanted to get quite lean and improve your physique, how does that affect your self-confidence, and how does that affect how you interact with other people? How does it make you feel? Do you feel more confident in your workplace, when you go to the beach, when you're going on a date? Or as another example, when it comes to your career, how does it feel when you get the job? How does it feel when you're earning more of an income and you can live where you want to live? You can start to go out on more dates. You can start to do things with friends. You can start to invest into different hobbies. What is that sort of feeling that it gives you? You want to construct an actual view of this heaven. You really want to envision what heaven looks like for you. On the other side of this, we need to look at hell. We need to look at what happens if nothing changes. If you don't hit your goals, if you don't change your habits, if you don't get from the place you are now to heaven. You may stay in a similar state. If you're someone that is stressed, depressed, lonely, if you've got health problems, if you're struggling financially, you're going to stay stuck in that same position. And whilst it might hurt now, maybe it gets even worse down the line the longer time goes on. So when it comes to your goal setting, whether you want to use a SMART goal strategy, something that I'd highly recommend would be starting to really get a vision of what life looks like once you achieve your goals. And on the other hand, what does life look like if you don't achieve them? So the second part of this strategy is action planning. Actually planning out everything that needs to be done in order for you to achieve your goals. People consistently fail to actually have an effective action plan that's going to be consistent and sustainable over time, so they can not only achieve their goal, but they can maintain it and keep pursuing other goals in future. So to serve as another example, let's look at the person that wants to work on their body composition, their health, or their fitness. We know that exercise or training is going to play an important role here. We know nutrition is going to be a part of this, and then we know recovery is going to be an important aspect as well. So what action plan do you need to lay out? What meets you where you are at this point, and how can that start to change or progress over time? When it comes to training, are you someone that could only train 3 days at this point? Or are you someone that can happily train 6 to 7 days a week? When it comes to nutrition, what strategy, what approach do you need to take? Do you need a nutritionist to write you a meal plan? Do you need to start tracking your foods into something like MyFitnessPal? When are you going to be going shopping each week? What foods do you need to be eating? When will you go shopping each week if you're going to do a meal prep? Or are you just going to get a meal prep service like My Muscle Chef or YouFoods? And what other actions do you need to take when it comes to flexibly eating on social occasions? How do you navigate all these different areas when it comes to your nutrition? And subsequently, what action plan do you need to put in place so you can achieve your goal? When it comes to recovery, it doesn't need to be too complicated. Realistically, if you're looking at getting that solid 8 hours of sleep, maybe you're practicing a little bit of breath work, mindfulness, and doing some journaling to help maintain your mental well-being, but also to help you manage stress. Now, this is not meant to overwhelm you. You can make this work, you can have that structure there. And in fact, this is what I do with my clients. I'm planning in their training, I'm planning out their nutrition, I'm planning in the times if they need to do a minimal amount of breath work, or maybe they need to be doing some journaling as well. You need an action plan to achieve your goals. The final step to this strategy is self-monitoring. How do you actually see yourself progressing over time? What metrics do you have? How do you know if you're actually succeeding and getting closer to your goal? You could even implement this into your goal setting process. Maybe asking yourself something like, how will I know if I'm achieving my goal? How will I know if I'm progressing? And from that point, you can set out some metrics that you can track over time. And from there, you then need to plan out when your check-in points are going to be. Are you checking in daily to see how you're actually progressing with your habits over time? Are you looking at this on a weekly basis, fortnightly, monthly? You need to start creating more priority around what you're actually trying to do and if you're actually adhering to your action plan. Because this is the main thing that people start to mess up when it comes to actually hitting their goals. They don't pay enough attention to how they're progressing over time. They lose that sense of urgency. Other things start to become a priority and they fall off the bandwagon. And if you are a high achiever who wants to achieve things a lot of the time, and if you are someone that sees themselves as a high achiever, this will affect your self-efficacy. You're not going to feel like you're achieving all these things that you set out to do, and that's going to diminish your self-confidence over time. Besides the fact that it's just super frustrating not achieving your goals. On the other side of things, how do other people view this? If you're constantly telling people that you're going to lose some weight, or you're going to run a marathon, maybe you're going to do this with your business or get a new job role, you start to become that gunner person. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So not only do you lose belief in yourself, but other people start to lose belief in you as well. And as a man, this is something that you really need to take seriously. Because if you're struggling in your relationship with your partner, or maybe you've broken up with a partner recently, this could be one of the factors that has actually affected this. You became someone who lost integrity. You didn't stick to your word, you weren't consistent, and as a result, someone you cared about lost belief in you. And at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to take control of this. And this is the 3-step process that you need to take to start becoming more consistent in creating the habits that help you achieve your goals. Firstly, we had goal setting, secondly, action planning, and thirdly, self-monitoring. The final thing that I would add to this that is just going to bolster this approach is having external accountability. Whether that be your partner, a friend, a family member, or even better, getting a mentor or a coach. To level this up even more, you might want to join a community of people that are actually supporting you and understand your goals. And shameless plug, but that's what I'm doing with the Forge program, which is designed for men like you, high achievers who want to achieve more with their health and fitness so they can improve their quality of life. So they're more confident within themselves, and so they're more resilient at the curveballs that life throws at them. I hope you got a lot of value out of the video today. It's short, sweet, it's simple, but it works. The main thing is that you apply this consistently over time. If you've got any questions about this or any recommendations for content you'd like to see in the future, drop it in the comments section below. If you'd like to find out more about the online coaching program for men, The Forge, you can also apply for the waitlist in the link below. Otherwise, DM me Forge on Instagram and we can have a discussion about it there. Implement the knowledge in this video straight away this week, guys. Don't wait till Monday next week. Let me know how you go, and otherwise, I'll see you next time.